Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. My name is Bobby, and I am the host of this group, Art Fueled Life Quantasy. It's Monday, so we got a big week ahead of us. So if you're watching in the replay, do me a favor and let me know that you are here in the replay. You can write hashtags. You can write all kinds of things. You can really, the hashtags are not necessary, but I like them. They're nice and they stand out to me, and I see them sometimes. I think I do, except for the ones that I don't. Because how would I know that I didn't see them? I didn't see them. So anyway, if you're watching live, like Ray and Kelly, then let me also know that you're here and say hi. And you can comment the whole time that I'm live and you're live and we're all live. You can comment the whole time if you're in the replay too, but doesn't have the same effect. So let me see. Ray is here. Weird stuff. Oh, hello. Hi. And Kelly is here. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Riff Raff. See, that's the correct way to address this show. I love it. Thank you. And Victoria is here. Hi. How are you? Nice to see you. And Marsha's here. Hi, Bobby. Hi. And Crimson is here. Hello, everyone. And Trevor is here. There's a nice new profile picture from Trevor. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Hi, all, and Furry Bobby. No. No, one of you calling me furry is enough. I don't need everybody calling me furry. Let's not make that a thing, okay? I will kick everybody out of this group and start over if you start calling me furry. No. Okay, let's do this thing, all right? You guys know how this works. You guys can comment the whole time. I'm going to do my spiel. I'm going to ignore you people, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to read the stuff, and that's my favorite part of the show. Let's do this. Lack is an illusion. That's a statement that I am making, and I'm laying the gauntlet down. It's an illusion. We think that we lack certain things, and we don't. And there are a lot of people in law of attraction societies and stuff that talk about this all the time. I don't think that this concept is like, what? Oh my goodness, I've never considered this possible. No, I think we all know this. The thing I want to talk about today is a way that I thought about it, a thought about seeing it for myself, which helped me to overcome this issue that I have, because I think that we're also enamored by this three-dimensional virtual reality world that we've created for ourselves that we forget. We are spiritual beings having a human adventure, yet we are so focused on the human stuff that we forget the spiritual stuff. Even when we're in this group and other groups like it and we're talking about it, we're all like, oh, look at me, the spiritual person. And then like the phone rings or the thing happens or the bill comes and we go, oh no, because we forget. We just forget. It just, all that shit goes right out the window. And we forget, and we deal with things from this three-dimensional human perspective. And that's what I think it is that lack is a perspective that's built into this three-dimensional game that we're playing called life. And it's not real, because the lack isn't actually there. It's just that we are seeing or hearing or smelling or tasting or touching, right? But usually it's seeing and stuff like that. And that creates worry, because now we're predicting problems from this lack that we're seeing. Oh my God, I don't have enough of this thing, which means that tomorrow or next month or next year or whatever, I'm going to have this problem. And we live like that. We live in worry and lack and all of this stuff. And so here's the way that I started thinking about it. Now, something weird about me. Talk about weird stuff, right? Something interesting about me. Maybe it's interesting to me. I don't know if you will find it interesting, but is like I like to take certain concepts and create analogies for them or ways to explain them or to see them differently. And I like to take the woo-woo stuff and the scientific stuff and kind of put them together and figure out like how do they mix and match. And one of the things I was thinking about was, so we live in this three-dimensional world, right? Every 3 dimensions, meaning that there's a this way, there's a this way, and there's a this way, right? And then all the ways in between. But really, those are the only 3 ways we can move. And this one's hard for people like me, but so and we see everything in this 3-dimensional way, and so have you ever seen the thing where they're trying to explain what like a 4th-dimensional being would look like, or a 4th-dimensional object? It's like we can't imagine it because everything about us is in this 3D space. But imagine like a 4th or a 5th or a 6th-dimensional object. And it's hard to imagine what it would look like because we are in this space. But the way to kind of think about it is, what does a 3-dimensional object look like to a being that lives in a 2-dimensional world? So what is a 2-dimensional world? Bear with me on this. A 2-dimensional world is just flat. It's just an X and a Y. It's just flat. So, we almost live in a 2-dimensional world because we can only walk around on the ground. You know what I mean? We can't fly up into the air and do things. But a 2-dimensional world. Well, all right, let's start at the beginning. A 1-dimensional world is a point. That's it. It's got nowhere to go. It's just a point. That's a 0-dimensional world. A 1-dimensional world is a line. And then a 2-dimensional world is like a square. Okay, so anywhere in that square you can go, except you can't go this way, right? So it's flat. So now imagine this piece of paper. I'm going to get there. Just bear with me on this. Imagine this piece of paper is the world, okay? So the 2-dimensional being lives on this world and can go anywhere on this world, right? But now imagine this 3-dimensional object shows up in the world. If the 3-dimensional object is here, the 2-dimensional being can't see it because the 2-dimensional being can only see something that's on the paper, within the world of this paper, but it's flat, right? So as soon as this 3-dimensional object touches this 2-dimensional world, just touches it at a single point, now the 2-dimensional beings that live on this paper, they can't see this whole thing. All they see is a dark spot where it's touching. Suddenly there's just a dark spot there. It's like, what the hell is that? It's just a thing. It's just a dark spot. Now, if it started to go through the paper, it would only ever see whatever was touching the paper, but it wouldn't see anything below the paper. It wouldn't see anything above the paper. So it would only see like the cross-sectional shape, right? It could only see the cross-sectional shape as it was going through the paper, and that's it. That's all it would ever see. And then when it came out the other side, it would be a dot again, and then it would leave and it would just be gone. It would just be gone. And the 2-dimensional beings would have no idea what the hell that thing was. They would never in a million years understand that it was this, right? Does that make sense to you? So when we see higher dimensional things, we can't understand them with our eyes because we are trying to understand these higher dimensional things within the context of a 3D world. Just like a 2D creature is trying to understand a 3-dimensional object in the context of a 2-dimensional world, all they see is whatever's on the paper. That's it. The whole rest of the thing that exists is invisible to them. Same with us. Anything that exists outside of our 3-dimensional world here is invisible to us. And so we go, it must be that thing that I can see. I can see it. I'm looking right at it. Look at that. So here's what I'm getting at with lack. That's number one, by the way, is what a 3-dimensional object looks like in a 2-dimensional world. Now imagine, I can't actually do this, but imagine you could take this flat world and you could fold it up somehow to make a perfect sphere. Right? So just imagine, right? I take it, I can make a circle, I can't make a sphere. But now imagine I make it, but this is a sphere, right? And so now imagine that like a globe. So imagine now you're a being that lives, you just float inside here. You just float you just float right in there, right? You're just in there. Except this is a globe, not a cylinder, right? So imagine you're in a globe, and it's a perfect globe, and you're in the center of it. You are the center of it. The globe is the universe around you, except we see it as a 3-dimensional sphere around us. That's what we see, right? And we're in the center of this thing. The center of your own universe. Now, outside of this sphere is outside of this sphere is the rest of creation, the rest of everything. 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions. There's so many more stuff out there but we can't see it because it's outside of our sphere, right? Inside is just us and our stuff. And we can see whatever's inside, but we can't see, and our entire world is I'm kind of explaining this wrong. I had this in my head, but I didn't like practice this for months. I thought of this yesterday. So let me start this over. You're in the sphere. Everything that you see, like that 2-dimensional creature, is on the paper. Okay? Everything that we see is what's on the paper. We can't see anything that's not on the paper. We're inside looking at this sphere made out of paper that's all around us. And everything that we see, our home, our friends, our money, our health, our everything is on this paper. And that's all that we can see. Light from the universe is shining in on us from all directions. All directions. It's health and light and money and everything. You know, everything that you could possibly want. All the hurricane of grace, as Abraham calls it, is just flooding in from all directions always. It's always on. It's always coming at us. It's amazing. But we are inside and we have free will. And we can sort of look for things and change our vibrations so that we're not always a match to that flood of light. And when that happens, sometimes we start to imagine things through worry or through anything that's like less than that perfect vibration, right? And then what happens is that thing comes and touches our what do you call it? Our paper. So look at this. Here's the thing. And now let me see if I can do this so you could see it. Here's the paper, and now here's the thing. You can't see it. Damn it. That would have been cool. Here's the thing. Here's the paper. Can you see this? Here's the thing. And now here's the, see it? Now you can see it. There it is. There's something on the outside of our sphere. We're looking out at the universe, at the world around us, and we've attracted vibrationally some crappy thing. This friggin' thing. What the hell is this? It's like a barnacle. We've attracted it out, right? And it's come and it's attached itself to the outside of our sphere. And the longer it's there, the heavier it gets on the sphere, until all of a sudden, the shadow it creates, it's like this dark spot. It's like this dark spot. And we're looking up at our sphere going like, what the hell is that thing? What is that thing? It's right where my money is supposed to be. It's right where my money is supposed to be. What is that thing? That's a dark spot. It's like a hole. Somebody put a hole, a dark black hole where my money's supposed to be. I don't have enough money there. I am in lack of money now. Look at that friggin' thing. God damn it. Who put that thing right where my money's supposed to be? And there's another one. There's another one right where my perfect body is supposed to be. And that's why I'm overweight now, or my back hurts, or my neck hurts, or I have this thing, right? That's what we do. We got these, it's a mouse, by the way, by Apple, ruining everything. We have these things that we're attracting, and then all of a sudden they just kind of like come and they should, well, I can't do it again. How come I can't do it again? Anyway, you got the idea. So inside, it appears like lack. It appears like a black hole, a missing piece of our universe. It's missing. So what do? We start looking all over the place for it. Well, maybe it's over here. Maybe you got it. Do you got it? When are you going to give me that thing I need? I need it. Do you see that freaking hole? I need you to give me the money that you owe me because I got a hole. I'm looking at it. It's right there. I can see it with my own eyes. And we try to fill it with stuff. We try to fill it with other people. We try to fill it with money. We try to fill it with sex. We try to fill it with drugs. We try to fill it with food. We try to fill it with TV, with ice cream, whatever. We're trying to fill it. We're trying to fill these holes. Like, give me this ice cream. Right? And just shove it in that hole. And then it melts and it falls off and it's still there. And we think it's a hole. We think that it's a hole. But really what it is it's an object, a barnacle, a vibrational, get out of here, a vibrational, on the outside of our sphere just hanging out there, and it's blocking the light. That money, the light that is the money is still shining right at us. It's right there. We just can't see it because something's standing in front of it. You can't. Do you think that my face disappeared? Oh my God, what happened to Bobby's face? It's gone. Oh my God, it's just that poor man. Oh no, there it is. There's a hand. It was a hand. Sorry to shock you. It was just my hand blocking my face. Well, that's what we're doing. We have a thing blocking our stuff from coming at us. The universe is just constantly sending it right at us. Here it is, more. We got a freaking barnacle blocking it. And we're like, oh my God, it's missing. It's gone. Maybe it's over here. That's what we do. Am I a nut? I think of these things. So it's not, we don't want to keep looking for, this is number 3. We don't want to keep looking for it in the sphere. It's not in the sphere. It's coming at us from outside. The universe is sending it to us. That's why the woo-woo people say the stuff you want is not out there. It's inside. We need to change our perspective of what lack is, because we can't stop with when we think it's a hole, when we think that there's something missing, when we think that we are in lack, then our brains are trying to fix it from a lack perspective. And we just can't fix that. There's no way to fix that because it's not even the problem. It's like trying to fix a problem with a solution that doesn't solve that problem, right? That's exactly what you're trying to do. Oh, my pants don't fit. Well, maybe if I tried on red pants this size. Oh, those don't fit either. Maybe green ones will fit. No, idiot, it's not the size of the pants. It's not the color of the pants. It's the size of the pants, right? You understand what I'm saying? So we gotta change our vibrational attitude and get rid of the barnacle is the point. I don't know how to do that yet, but that's the reason I'm saying this today is because this was a visual metaphor that I thought up that was helping me change the way that I'm approaching how I do things. Because even I would get into this situation where I was so fixated on the lack of something, and that when I thought of this, I was like, there is no lack. There's just not any lack. How can I fix lack? I'm trying to plug a hole that doesn't exist. No wonder I can't do it. Well, that must make a little sense because you're still here. So let me see what you guys have to say. Hello. It's Monday, by the way. It's going to be a weird week. I've got notes that I was sending to myself yesterday about, man, this would make a good daily fuel, and I would text myself 1, 2, 3. Victoria is laughing. Always nice to see you on the live. Hello, beautiful people, and especially Bobby. Oh, thank you. Now, is it the hello especially to Bobby or especially that I'm beautiful? I'll take both. Karina is here. Hello. My electric bill is a week late because I keep forgetting. Let's see if I remember after this video. Forgetting, Kelly says. It's almost like we came down with amnesia when we passed through the veil, exited the womb. Like we are here on a continuous search to remember, to remind others, to let others remind us. Just so crazy it might be true. That's what I think, and by the way, I think that the amnesia, the forgetting, it's all part of the game, because I've said this before. It's like if we were perfect source energy people in physical form that could just like have none of these issues are the contrast. They're the game. They're the obstacles of the game. A game with no obstacles is just walking. What did I say the other day? An amusement park without the rides is just a park. You're just sitting on a bench looking at the ducks. I mean, it might be nice, but occasionally you just want one of those ducks to bite you so that you can remember how nice the day was when they, didn't. How interesting. Yeah, I'm a wacky person here late. It's okay. Nice to see you, Leslie. Kelly, the whole time you were explaining 3D and 2D, I was thinking about that part in the movie Inside Out when the characters go through different dimensions. It made sense, though. Yeah, I wish I had better props. I was thinking about this and I was like, oh, I should talk about that thing. I hope you understood what I meant. Like when you have the flat thing and the 3D object goes through it, the people on this flat surface can only see whatever is right here. They can't see the hand up here. They can't see the finger sticking out down here. All they can see is whatever. So the example that I've seen people use is a sphere. So imagine a sphere going through a flat plane. The people who live on the flat plane that can't see anything above the flat plane or anything below the flat plane, only what's within the flat plane. When the sphere touches, they'd see a dot. And then as the sphere went through, they would see the dot get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the sphere was halfway through, and now this was the equator. And then they'd see as the top went down, the sphere would get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller down to a dot and disappear. And they'd be like, what the hell was that thing? It was like the earth just opened and closed, and nobody understood why. And then there'd be all conspiracy theory, but it was a sphere going through a 2D piece of paper. Terry Pratchett's Discworld. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, I think. Yellow. Huh, no, you are explaining this well. I get it. Okay, good. I'm glad. Oh my gosh, said hello Crimson. Oh my gosh, this is perfect for the situation I was just in. Oh, good. Were you stuck on a piece of paper and a sphere was going through it? Thought I had to go looking for new venue for my art, but I should have just been patient and asked the right questions. Oh, interesting. That's really, really interesting. Yeah, right? It's like we see something and we jump to conclusions about what it is. Oh, it's lack, but it's not. It's not always lack. It's not always a bad thing. I love watching your brain work. Makes so much sense as well as incredibly entertaining. I'm glad it's entertaining because sometimes it's hard being me. Splat, splish, splash. Things coming at us. Ack. Kelly says, we fill it with sex, drugs, food, chronic complaining, yeah, and addiction to powerlessness and grasping. Our brains are addicted to seeing the negative, so it can have the feeling of triumph when it keeps us safe. Right. So we have to, every time I look up, I got to look down and figure out where I am again. So we have to make them become addicted instead to the feeling of being connected, to love, to self, to others, to God. And it requires feeling. Sometimes that's the hard part. Coming up against those black spots and having the determination and courage to face it by questioning its existence. Why? Yeah, the point was that I don't know what the object is. Clearly, we don't live inside of a paper sphere with barnacles on the outside. That's not a literal thing. It was just and I don't even think it matters what the thing is that's on the outside. It could just be like a vibrational thing. You've got some kind of vibration going on. Could be something from when you were a kid. Could be something that happened recently. Could just be a practiced habit that you unconsciously do when this or that happens. There was a conversation going on in the group about peopling and being around other people and feeling their energy. So so many of us are empathic here, or that we just pick up on other people's crap, and so for me personally, when I'm around other people's crap a lot in person, if I didn't go into it with some deliberateness, where I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to be in control. I'm me. I'm awesome. I'm going to maintain thisness, right, the whole time. If I don't do that, if I just go, oh, look, here I am. Oh, look, there's people. Let's hang out. Next thing you know, an hour goes by and I'm just like, oh my God, you people need to shut up, because I can feel their vibration taking over my vibration. And it creates one of those barnacles on the outside. And then suddenly I'm thinking to myself, oh God, this took so much time. I don't have enough time. Look, you put a hole in my paper where the time is. Now I don't have enough time. I'm in lack of time. Thank you. You've wasted my time, right? Or, this costs too much money, or anything. It doesn't matter. For me, it's money and time. I'm very business oriented. So I'm always just like, stop wasting my time. Leave me alone. But it's not true. It's just not true. We just create this negativeness and it shows up as a barnacle on the outside of our paper. And now there's a dark spot because the light's not coming through, and I perceive it as time got wasted. Never make that up. What a waste of a day. I can't do the thing I wanted to do tomorrow because I have to do the stuff I was supposed to do today, tomorrow. You get it, you know? Here he is. How you doing? Interesting description. We are 5D beings having a 3D human experience. Once fully awake, we can realize we are all 5D. Yeah, like that. But what does 5D look like when you're trying to imagine it with a brain and eyeballs that are only able to contemplate what 3D looks like? We're trying to figure out what it looks like. It doesn't look like anything. That's the point. The eyes only work in 3 dimensions. But the eyes are how we view the world. I mean, even the word view is what we do with our eyes. But that's the word we use for our way that we see the world. They're all visual. Or hear the world too, but either way, it's the 5 senses. But we don't go around tasting the world. That'd be weird. I'll go around licking the microphone. Trevor, without lack, we can't observe the layers of the creative process. It gives us the ability to challenge its concept by bypassing it, using out-of-the-box thinking, which artists do with somewhat relative ease, I believe. Yeah, I'm not saying that the contrast is bad. I'm just saying that we see lack for something that it's not. We see it as a giant hole in our lives, and it's not. It's an energy blockage. And this is just a visual metaphor for me to understand what an energy blockage looks like, so that I can be like, oh, I don't actually not have enough time. I don't actually not have enough money. I'm not actually not healthy or not this or not that. I'm not actually in lack of anything. The resources from the universe are never slowing down. They're never stopping, and they're never not there, and they're never not, the universe decided this week to send you these parcels, but not these parcels. These are for somebody else. No, it doesn't work that way. You get all of everything and more than you could ever use of everything forever and always. But we just take little things and go, nah, not that, no, not that, and block this one. And then, that's what we do. And then we look at the blockage and go, there's a hole there. I'm not getting my thing. I don't have enough of that. The TV show The Orville had an episode where they had to enter a 2D world. It was very neat. Oh, that's cool. I don't know that show. I didn't see it. The Orville? I don't remember that show. Sorry for typo. You better be, dude. What do you got going on that you can't type perfectly? Come on. Get with the program. I'm so terrible. Oh, wow. So very much like a problem appearing, getting so big that it consumes you, almost maybe, and then you gradually realize, real eyes, that's cool. What are you, Dagmar? Your way through it, and it goes away. See, I got so wrapped up in real eyes that I forgot what I was saying. All right. Oh, wow. So very much like a problem appearing, getting so big that it consumes you, and then you gradually realize your way through it, and it goes away. Yeah, right. We don't have to fill the hole. We work our way through it emotionally and energetically, and the blockage is gone. And you know what? The opposite is also true, because if we're feeling lack of something, and I'm just going to use money as an example. I don't have enough money. And then I do my energy work. All of a sudden, I got this check, and this came in, and it looks like somebody came with a pile of money and went, here, let me fill that hole for you, and filled in the hole. And that's what it looks like from this perspective on the inside. So when the blockage comes, when that energy blockage comes, it looks like a hole opened up. And when I get rid of the blockage, there was never a hole, but it looks like the hole got filled up. That's what it looks like. And we're so convinced that it is because it looks like that. Why would it look like that if it were not that? Over and over, new black spheres appearing as a black hole, when really it's a lesson in self-mastery appearing as a lack belief. This is awesome. See, I could have just said that and been like that. There, that's the thing for today. We would have been done 30 minutes ago. The other two dimensions are inside and outside. Oh, that's cool. Robin's here. Hang on, Robin. I need a little water. If lack is an illusion, does that mean when we start feeling it, it means that then it's time to start looking? Start to lean into it and don't run, because the running is manifested in all the addictions we make up, cling to, escape to, etc., which gets us nowhere except to provide a temporary respite from the things that were scaring us. So when we feel lack, see, I knew there was another one. It's time to start looking. Cut off again. No, you're good. And now I know. Okay, so wait, does that mean we start feeling it? It means that then it's time to start looking. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by looking, but here's what it means. And I think you're on the right trail. I don't think you're wrong. I just think that some of the words you chose I'm not jiving with. So here's what I'm trying to say. Somewhere along the line, we're going through our day, our energy gets messed up. Somebody does a thing, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? We're human beings having a human adventure. There's going to be ups and downs in it. Our energy is going to be wonky some days. It's going to appear, it's going to manifest as a thing on the outside of our paper sphere, right? At first, it's just going to be a shadow showing up. It's like, oh, look at that. There's like a shadow. What is that? And then it's going to touch, and it's going to be a point, and then it's going to come through, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to get darker and darker and darker. Why darker? Because it's blocking the light from the universe that's shining in. But the light didn't stop. So now we're noticing the lack. We see it as a lack of whatever. Money, health, this, that. It doesn't matter what. We see it as a lack of something. So when I see you say the word looking, to me that is reminiscent of we see this hole. Now I gotta look for something to fill the hole. I'm not sure if that's what you meant. But what I would say is forget the word looking and instead use the word feel. We need to start paying attention to what was I feeling that made this thing start blocking my light from coming in. It's not a hole. It's not a lack of anything. It's just something's blocking the light from coming in. The universe is still sending it to me, but it's being blocked. And the only person who is controlling that blockage is me. That guy didn't do it, and this one didn't do it, and my mom didn't do it, and my boss didn't do it. Nobody did it. We might blame them because from our perspective it looks like they did it, but they didn't do anything. We did it. What did we do? What did you do? Ask yourself what you did, and then just energetically start reversing it. It might take time. It's not going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm $1 million in debt. Let me now just meditate for 5 minutes. Oh, that's all better. No, it's not going to work like that. We have to give it time, but anything can be reversed. I hope that answered that. Try shutting your eyes and saying Bobby to yourself. Now open them. Okay, so you now open them. Okay, so you just heard Bobby with ears that cannot hear. You seen the word Bobby with eyes that cannot see, and you just spoke the word Bobby with lips that cannot speak. I understand what you mean. I like that. Dad says hi. Dad said... Is that my dad? Who is that? No, that's my brother. Why are you a Facebook user? I don't know. Hi. Tell him I said hi. Did you say hi? Anyway, hi. The Orville was a Seth MacFarlane show on Fox that ran for a couple seasons. It was an homage to Star Trek. I remember that show. Yeah. No, you spelled it wrong. It begins with an H. But yes, I do remember that show. And I should watch that. That looked funny. The lack is an optical illusion because once you adjust your perspective, the image situation is different. Yeah. That's the thing, though, is that when we are looking at, that's why I put us in the center of this sphere, right? So imagine you're in this sphere, a paper sphere, and you're just floating in the center. That's your whole world, and everything in your world is on the surface of that paper, right? Except now, once there's a shadow, you can't see the thing on the surface of the paper anymore because the light shining from the outside is invisible. You can't move within the sphere. So you have to kind of imagine that if I could move to one of the edges of the sphere, I would be able to see that light is still hitting. If I were able to go outside the sphere, I would see that I had a sphere, pretend it's a sphere, with a barnacle on it. Well, in your mind's eye, if this analogy is helpful to you, go outside of this sphere, bring a scraper, scrape the friggin' thing off. Just energetically do this, right? Imagine there is no lack. There is no hole in my sphere. There is no hole in my universe. There is no lack. I'm not in lack of anything. The energy for it is flying at me at the speed of light forever and ever and always. More of this thing that I feel lack of than I could shake a stick at. I'm just going to scrape the barnacle off. Well, we have to do that energetically. We do that through our energy work, through our meditation, through whatever it is you like to do. That's how you change your perspective. This whole thing was an exercise in changing my perspective about how I think of lack. Robin, sometimes when we calm down... I love how you put things in caps. And sometimes when we calm down enough to start looking, we find exactly what was missing, or so we thought, and often even more, because we have calmed down enough to see the gifts of the universe that in our panicked feeling of a lack-type state, we were too distracted to realize we didn't really lack at all. That's exactly it. You nailed it. Robin, everything we need is within reach, but finding is a luxury reserved for the seekers. Glad to see your brain is still working on all cylinders, buddy. Yes, Robin, looking at what's going on behind that lack belief, the time to take, yes, looking at what's going on behind that lack belief. Time to take a look with real eyes, eyes that look at my true self, even if it means I have to feel a lot of uncomfortable reality. But underneath that is often a belief that can be called out as not true. Only the subconscious believes it, and once we can see it and call it silly, it's easier to catch it when it pops up and question and then replace it. Yes. I don't know how to comment on that. That was good. I feel like I got lost halfway through it because I was thinking of something else. Did you say something? I wasn't listening. Looking at what's going on behind that lack belief. Time to take a look with real eyes, eyes that look at my true self, even if it means I have to feel a lot of uncomfortable reality. But underneath that is often a belief that can be called out as not true. Only the subconscious believes it, and once we can see it and call it silly, it's easier to catch it when it pops up and question and then replace it. So the exercise that I'm doing here is that the next time I see, oh, I don't have enough of that, I will remember me doing this and remember that I do have enough of it. I just put a barnacle on the outside. I just put my hand in front of my face and I can't see it. That's it. That's all I did. It's not that there's not enough. It's not that there's never coming. It's not that that one or that one or this person did anything to me. I just have an energy barnacle on my paper sphere and I got to go outside and scrape it off. It happens. Whoop-de-doo. I don't have to kick my own ass for it. I don't have to be like, why did I let that barnacle appear? It doesn't matter. Another one's going to appear tomorrow and the next day and the next day. That's the game. We're at the amusement park. Just put on your pants and do the thing. Tony's here. What's up, buddy? How are you? Lack is a belief, and beliefs limit us to the contents of the belief. Yeah. We believe it because we are seeing it with our eyes, and we just believe it. I'm trying to say that we're being tricked. It's an illusion. That's why I chose the word illusion. nobody, I will never disagree with you. Oh yeah, it really looks like you don't have enough of that thing you need. I agree with you. It looks that way. You can go on believing that that's the case, and you'll live your whole life trying to figure out how to fill that hole. And I don't have enough of this, and now I do, but then I don't again, and I don't know why. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, or I never have enough of it. We don't have to live that way, because we don't have to believe in the illusion. Yes, Richard, I agree. But often those who seek are those who have loved anything but luxury. What did he say? Everything we need is within reach, but finding it is a luxury reserved for the seekers. Yes, I agree, but often those who seek are those who have loved anything but luxury. I like luxury, though. What does that mean? I don't really know what you mean by that, Kelly. I don't like not materialistic. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really know what it means. Gotta sign off. Well then I'm leaving. If you're not here, I'm not doing this. Great fuel today. Nice to see your face, my friend. Thank you. Nice to see your face. It works with my toddler when she gets upset over the little things like a broken crayon. I just get soft and say, "Oh, that's so silly, honey. It will still color, and now you have two." I need to start saying that stuff to myself. Well, see, that's a different way. Man, what? Excuse me. Hang on a second. That's a good example of what we're talking about here. You could see the broken crayon as lack, or you could see it as it still works fine, and now you got two. You know what I mean? So your friend can use it, or you can color with two hands. I don't know, right? But it's just a change in perspective, and that's what I'm trying to do here. It's just a way of getting that barnacle off the thing. Relax, scrape off that barnacle. You still got your crayons. You're good. Yes, Kelly, looking at what's behind your true self and facing uncomfortableness, you are then able to see your light, and therefore no more lacking black hole. Yeah, okay. I think you're explaining to me what Kelly said before that I didn't get, and now I get it. Is that when you're looking at your true self and facing your discomfort, you're then able to see your light, and therefore no more lacking black hole. But that's because that's how you don't literally go outside the sphere and scrape it. It's an energy thing. It's an emotional thing. So look inward and be like, what did I do to create this illusion of lack? What blockage did I put up there? Is it something that I just did today, or is it something that I believe, like deep? Do I have some deep rooted belief that's causing some blockage in my life? Lived. That might change the meaning. Yes, I agree, but often those who seek are those who have lived anything but luxury. That makes so much more sense. Okay, now I'm with you. Okay. Yeah, now I'm with you. Good. Kelly, it works for simple things like shoelaces, too. It works for everything. And, when these conversations continue, I don't remember what you said. Anyway, that's the last comment. So you get the booby prize today, unless someone steals it from you. But it would be nice if they didn't. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me yet again. And Dad, if you're still here, hi. Have a good night. And I will see you soon. And so that... no, someone stole it from you. Oh, Robin. I think we are all looking inward because we are spiritual artists. Yeah, we are. We are, and we're doing that work. This wasn't a live to say, hey, guess what? You got to do like meditation and understand your spirituality because you're creating your own universe and world. You guys know all that. I was saying that here's a different way of thinking about it, because sometimes I still look at that hole going, man, there's a hole there. I'm in lack of that thing, and you can't tell me otherwise. I'm looking right at it, for Christ's sake, right? We believe it so much sometimes. But it's not. It's just not the truth. And we have to feel that feeling, and then the thing outside the paper sphere will dissipate and the light will come in again, and it will look to us as if the money came in, or the health came back, or this came through, or the person loves us, or whatever. Except that's not what happened. It just looked like it. If your light is behind you, then you will create shadows everywhere you go. If your light is behind you, then you will create shadows everywhere you go. Did I say that the light was behind you? This one is in contrast to my whole concept of you are the light and go down the dark path and everything. I was just trying to explain it as if we lived in this sphere, the energy, it doesn't have to be literally light. The energy, but I was just using light because when a dark thing blocks light, we see the shadow. So that's the metaphor here. But we are the light that lights up our path. But that's a different topic. You missed my last comment. I saw this and then I went back and I read it. Give the booby prize to someone else. I just had my comment. Well, Richard's getting the booby prize today. It's your hospital gift. I hope you feel better and you get home very soon, buddy. But I'm glad to see you here today. So have a wonderful. It's getting late there, is it not? Have a wonderful night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.